ask them, which one's the best? 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 What's the second best?
Welcome into the Blockchain Basement. Discover Crypto Fed Live Speech Watch. We have the speech starting up right away. We're going to hop right into it, bring up the charts. Jerome Powell is about to take the stage live. So I'm going to push this video over here. We got the Federal Reserve introductory comments coming out right now.
On stage, you can take it off for that. If you need to step out of the building or you need a quiet place for a phone call or you have any other questions, please see one of the board employees sitting right outside the door here at the desk. We are now going to begin our conference with welcoming remarks from the Chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell.
Good morning and welcome to the Federal Reserve Board. I'm sorry that I'm traveling today and could not be with you. Thank you to Vice Chair for Supervision, Mickey Bowman, for hosting this conference. Thank you also to all the board staff that made this event possible. Community banks play a vital role in the U.S. financial system because they have strong links to the people and businesses they serve and direct knowledge of local economic conditions. These close ties allow community bankers to better understand their customers and the ensuing products and services for those they serve. I saw this clearly when I led the board's Community and Regional Banks Subcommittee as a governor. I have also seen the critical role of community banks in the communities where I've lived, including as a community bank customer. Today's event is a helpful opportunity for Fed leaders to hear from community bankers and learn more about the issues you face. We're committed to understanding these issues, and we have long been committed to tailoring our supervisory practices as appropriate for community banks to reduce unnecessary burden, while still ensuring that community banks continue to operate in a safe and sound manner. Thank you so much for being here today to share your knowledge and experience, and thanks for being such a vital part of the communities that you serve.
Was that it? No way. He actually, that seemed like AI. That seems like AI, like fake news AI.
For opening our conference this morning. It's so wonderful to see all of you here in Washington.
And this lady comes in and takes over.
Discuss and celebrate community banking and to
what is going on?
Going to look like. Morning, Secretary.
What?
So it's a privilege for us to be here today and for me to be here with you at the Federal Reserve Board with so many of our nation's bank CEOs.
It's not AI, it's a robot. What in the world is going on?
Start by thanking our bankers for the essential work that you do every day. Serving your communities, supporting small businesses and families, and
pre-recorded POWEL
strong.
That's all the juice we get?
Today's event provides us an opportunity to come together to discuss the future of.
Oh my God! What?
Efficient and effective financial system in the world, ensuring that capital.
Okay, Jerome Powell just talked for like 10 seconds about the macroeconomic shitstorm that we are upon right now in stagflation. I have all kinds of crazy stuff to go over that I was going to talk about while he was, speaking and going over stuff. The FDIC quarterly banking profile for the second quarter of 2025 came out, right? We have all of this data that's come out. Let's go through all of the actual data. It drives me absolutely insane that's all that was given. We have the fourth quarter here, first quarter of 2025, second quarter of 2025. This one is the latest data that we have, is the second quarter of 2025. And this is really where the sickness within the Federal Reserve, what the hell is going on right now? It's like, why are they cutting interest rates into inflation? Why would they be doing this? And I didn't necessarily wake up early, but I did skip a workout for this. Okay. You know what I mean? Holy God. Good morning, everybody. Hate long media, that's true. What is this? Good morning, Kings Media. So we just had like a 10-second, hey guys, this is the special update, and then all these underlings within the Federal Reserve are going to talk. It's very, very odd. I'm going to go actually back to there because yesterday or earlier in the week we had them talking about easing.
To share what they are seeing, emerging trends, economic shifts, and innovations that are shaping the financial system.
This is going to dump the market. Holy God. What is she doing right now? Now we got to go check out Bitcoin. Where is the corn at? So 123.1. This is on the 1 minute, obviously. We've actually had some fun so far this morning on Bitcoin. Jesus, Murphy, Mary, and Joseph, though, they really psyoped us with that one. And, you know, Jerome Powell, he's the only one that kind of moves the markets when he's talking. Everyone else, they just, you know, they really don't say much. But the FDIC quarterly banking profile, this is the, you know, basically a vibe check, a plate check for the banking infrastructure in the United States, right? And what I'm actually wanting to see on this new data is the losses on bank balance sheets from commercial real estate securities, things of that nature. A lot of what this monetary fiat Ponzi scheme is built up upon, I need to see those losses lessening, right, to make more logical sense of why they are cutting, and just to give some slight hope. Okay, so here it is. Oh, God, I wish I had a drum roll. Unrealized gains and losses. All right, so we're actually on our path back. We're on our path back to equilibrium. This is actually a good thing. This is, you know, the ugly elephant in the room on why, you know, in my opinion, they're having to cut. A lot of commercial real estate found huge haircuts. Oh, that's a she just got a wobbly microphone. They're taking huge haircuts on commercial real estate valuations. So on top of the interest, the government is currently paying, as well as refinancing current debt that's coming up due at the current interest rate levels, would be a major problem. Good morning, everybody. Let's check out the crypto markets. We're going to get into it here. We're not going to let them ruin our good time. What are we at? 123.1 right now on Bitcoin. ETH taking a little bit of a substantial haircut here, actually. It's a 2% down while Bitcoin's flat. Not great. BNB with 2%. You'd expect that. Let's check this out. 224. Everything else looks pretty calm and steady. This really, you know, the outlook of the interest rate cuts, it looks pretty solid still. We're looking at 225 base point cuts, right? What is happening? Let's see here. Zach Nasty, wait a minute. Hold on. Well, you are banned. Get out of here. Good morning, everybody. So yeah, this end of the year is still shaping up to be a good amount of interest rate cuts. I think there's definite juice in the tank for altcoins and Bitcoin and gold. It was funny seeing CryptoFace come out and actually started talking about gold. I've been talking about gold, the chart, the stagflationary situation that the U.S. is in, and how gold reacted to that, and the following reaction from, you know, governments across the world, fiat currencies. It's a very interesting time. Yes, it looks like he is dovish right now, though, Kak. Kakmin, hello. Looks like he's dovish right now. And that was already from the signal of the FOMC. But you know what? I'm actually going to be interested in seeing if Bitcoin, it feels very tough right now for Bitcoin to just stab over that, what do you call it? The $126,000 mark. You know, we've set slightly higher highs, and nobody cares. Every time we hit a new higher high, just goes over their heads. We're just sitting here with a balloon. We're sitting here with a balloon and then lock back in, right? That's what it is. No news is good news, though. All right, the S&P, let's see what we're opening up. We haven't opened up officially, all right? But it's opening up pretty dang high. Look at that. Holy cow, SPDR. I wonder why. This is TJ's setup, so he's reverting to that all the time. All right, so we're actually trying to build some buoyancy, which is insanely impressive for Bitcoin. This is on hourly chart for Bitcoin, and to be bouncing off this top end of this past range is a very bullish sign. You know, in seeing the lack of major dumps from this week's conversations. It was pretty important to see. Now, there are things that are building up in the macro that actually, the Hamas, you know, the peace deal, it came out yesterday. I am cautiously optimistic. I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. And what do you think? Do you think that the peace deal will actually hold? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Trump's trying to work something out. It looked like they had slight agreements come across the board. Checking out Trump's profile right now. It's actually, I see Sean Farash. We had him on the show. Trump is retweeting Sean Farash right here. But I'm actually going to highlight I have a really hard time believing that there's actually going to be a ceasefire, right? It's been a consistent thing. They might be able to work out some short-term deals, which would be good, right? If we can get, some short-term deals worked out, a little bit cooler heads prevail. But this is really, an absolute psyop, but for the better, I think, about the Jerome Powell speech today, because markets didn't absolutely dump off of the gains that they made leading up to the FOMC rate cut, kind of easing outlook. And this follow-up, this speech, it was pretty, on the outside it looks redundant, but this is actually Treasury Secretary Scott
An
Bessent.
instrumental role in driving growth on the Main Street side of the ledger. To expand opportunities for all Americans, the banks that serve Main Street must have the same chance to succeed as the banks that serve Wall Street. But the post-crisis regulatory framework has instead become a threat to the community bank model. Since 2010, we've lost 3,600 community banks, a reduction of over 45%. Community bank share of bank assets have fallen from 23% to 15%. Their share of outstanding bank loans has fallen from 27% to 20%. Their share of outstanding bank CRE loans has fallen from 52% to 41%. This represents an acceleration of trends that predate the 2008 financial crisis. And in a disturbing new development, de novo chartering has dropped precipitously, averaging just 6 new banks per year since 2010.
Banks are dwindling. This is good. All right. Well, that's Scott Bessent. He's actually a pretty important person for where the economy is moving right now. He's the Secretary of Treasury for the U.S. He used to be he's basically a currency general that worked for Jorge Oros, took down the UK dollar, way back when. But you know what? No news is good news today, you guys. We're going to go get the rest of the information ready for the main show this morning. And I love and appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on this absolute psyop of a show. Bitcoin in our bags are still there, though. That's the good news here. I'm going to go get the rest of the stuff together, and we will see you at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're tuned in. Deezy's got some sauce to bring you, and I'll see you very, very
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.